So guys, alongside the very interesting tweet that we got yesterday, Bungie also released another article called Passing the Torch, which is a message from both Pete Parsons and Justin Truman, as Pete is now no longer the head of Bungie and Justin Truman is taking his place. So today I wanted to read through this article really quickly here at the top, just so everybody knows what it says, then I'll share my thoughts and opinions about it. So, first off, Passing the Torch, a message from Pete Parsons to the Bungie community. After more than 2 decades of helping build this incredible studio, establishing the Bungie Foundation, and growing inspiring communities around our work, I've decided to pass the torch. The journey has been an honour of a lifetime. I'm deeply proud of the worlds we've built together and the millions of players who call them home. And most of all, I'm privileged by the opportunity to work alongside the incredible minds at Bungie. When I was asked to lead Bungie in 2015, my goal was to grow us into a studio capable of creating and sustaining iconic, generation-spanning entertainment. We've been through so much together. We've launched a bold new chapter for Destiny, built an enviable independent live ops organization capable of creating and publishing its own games, and joined the incredible family at Sony Interactive Entertainment. Today marks the right time for a new beginning. The future of Bungie will be in the hands of a new generation of leaders, and I'm thrilled to announce that Justin Truman will be stepping into the leadership role as Bungie's new studio head. I've worked alongside Justin for many years. His passion for our games, our team, and our players is unmatched. As a leader in engineering, production, and design, and most recently as the general manager for Destiny 2 and our chief development officer. He's been instrumental in bringing some of the most memorable moments in Bungie's history to life. He lives and breathes this studio, and I have full confidence that he is the right person to lead Bungie forward. Thank you for being the best, most passionate community in gaming. It's been a privilege to serve you. Now a message here from Justin. In the 15 years I've been a developer at Bungie, I've worn a lot of hats. As an engineer, I wrote some code I'm really proud of for our original weapons, abilities, and networking in Destiny 1. As a designer, I helped craft many of the Destiny 2 systems, including some of the endgame systems I got terribly wrong at Destiny 2 launch. As a producer, I helped our team build and roll out Destiny's first seasons. More recently, I've helped with the overall talent strategy as Chief Development Officer, and have been helping the Marathon team as we build our next world. Across all of these different roles, Bungie's purpose has stayed clear. We create worlds that inspire friendship. When we're at our best, we create those worlds alongside you, our player community, and build something that matters, something that's worth your time, your passion, and your investment in us, something that I've learned hopefully over-delivers. I've also been part of these efforts at Bungie where we've maybe not been at our best, when we've stumbled and realised through listening to our community that we had missed the mark. I know I've personally learned a lot over the years, as have all of us here from those conversations. I'm committed to supporting and working alongside every member of the team here as we continue pouring our hearts and souls into these worlds that we love and that we hope have been worth your time and your passion, because ultimately these worlds only exist and thrive with you in them. We are hard at work right now in doing that, both with Marathon and Destiny. We're currently heads down, but we'll have more to show you in both these worlds later this year. In closing, I know I can speak for all of Bungie when I say I appreciate your passion, your perspective, and your time you spent with us. Pardacia Arastra, Justin Truman, studio head of Bungie. So, a lot to go over here. First off, pretty sure it's a good thing for everyone that Pete is gone. If you do not know, Pete has had a lot of backlash thrown his way due to decisions made, and not by just the people who play his game, but also ex-devs, so I think it's a good thing that he is now gone. Now, a lot of people are going to know Justin, not only from past Vidocs that he's been in, but probably mainly from his talk at I believe it's a GDC panel that he had, where he mentioned about over-delivering and not wanting to do that and create patterns instead. Now, this was taken a little bit out of context from the entire talk, and I will have the entire talk linked in the description. That said, even with the entire talk's context, the clip itself is still a very, very bad look. Now, that said, him taking a little jab at that talk here does give me a little bit of hope. It's a little bit of fun there, which is good to see that he's learning from the mistakes that he made, and I do hope that we are able to get some over delivery in the future. Definitely because of that twid that was dropped yesterday with a lot of features coming that a lot of people don't seem to like, so fingers crossed they can revert some of those decisions, or at least make them into some good updates. But overall, I feel like this is a slightly better situation than we are currently in. Now, this is all just a lot of words, which we are very much used to from Bungie, and we do need to see some actual developments being made that push these words more into reality rather than just words on a page. So I am hopeful that Justin is able to get Bungie into a much better place than it was under Pete. Hopefully some good stuff is heading our way, and we should be learning more about that stuff later this year. Now I'm expecting that to mainly be around the Renegades expansion that's coming out in December. We are set to get a reveal stream for that on the 9th of September, so only a little bit of a wait now. Alongside that, learning more about Marathon would be good. I've seen, or not seen, I've heard about some of the leaks from the most recent closed alpha playtests for Marathon, and it seems to be doing okay at the very least. I haven't really seen anything about it, but I'm really hoping that Bungie is able to really land with that game's launch, because the last thing Bungie needs is another poor game launch. So fingers crossed that game ends up working out, and if it doesn't, hopefully that means that more resources can be thrown Destiny's way to make that into a somewhat decent game, or a better game than it currently is, because Destiny, to no one's surprise, has been struggling quite a bit, with Bungie also trying to make other games as well. So fingers crossed that this whole leadership change can be a good change for the future of just Bungie generally. Now, a very interesting thing to note is that obviously Destiny Rising is coming out, and we do not know how that's actually going to work monetization wise for Bungie in particular. We do know that there's a deal going on between Bungie and NetEase for that game, but I honestly don't know, and I don't think anybody knows how that revenue split actually works. Is Bungie going to be getting some of that revenue from Rising? If Rising succeeds, how much is that going to affect Bungie and Destiny 2 generally? There's a lot of good systems within Rising, so I'm personally hoping that Bungie is able to kind of see some of the good stuff that Rising is doing and then kind of implement that into Destiny 2 eventually. I do know that some of this stuff does take time, obviously, and seeing if Rising does good, getting some of those features into Destiny 2 won't be an immediate thing, but just generally really hoping that this is a good step forward for Bungie as a studio, so that we can get some good Destiny content coming our way and maybe a good launch for Marathon. That said, that's pretty much all I have to say on this. Not a lot more to say. Obviously, don't know how this is going to plan out, but fingers crossed it all goes well. With that all said, that is it for today's video and my thoughts on this whole new situation. But these are just my thoughts, and be sure to leave yours in the comments down below. I'll be reading through it all, and once again, fingers crossed it all works out. With that said though, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, because it really does help me out here a ton. Just recently hit 2,000 subs, so thank you guys so much for that. On the road now to 3,000, which would be absolutely insane. So once again, any support there would be greatly appreciated. But with that all said, once again, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.